Welcome to chapter 76 of Tales of a Pale Male. Thank you very much to Brayley on Snapchat for sending that one in. I'm kind of disappointed that I hadn't thought of that one before. It's good rhyming. I was about to say it's good alliteration. That's not what alliteration is. And also, Brayley, did your parents just misspell Bradley? Or were you actually called Bradley and I've misspelled Bradley and are now calling you Brayley? I'm like 99% sure this dude's name on Snapchat was Brayley. And I just want to say to you, man, that your parents made a mistake on your birth certificate. That's not a name. That's an attempt. They were like, oh, what should we name him? Let's name him Bradley. And then they just gave it a go. And they probably realized they fucked it up and then went, why fix it? So thank you very much for sending in Tales of a Pale Male, Brayley. That's really the start that the podcast needed. Now you might realise, or you might not, I'm not sure if it's obvious, that this podcast sounds a little different, might sound a little fresh, might sound a little better, a bit crisper quality. I'm trying a new microphone today. So I listened to the podcast the last couple of weeks, and I just wasn't happy with the sound quality. I'm not sure if I did something to my microphone. I'm not sure if I changed the setting, but it sounded like I was recording from a tin shed in Russia. I'm not sure why Russia. It just had a low quality vibe, and I associate low quality things with Russia. So sorry if you're Russian and you're listening to this. Have some vodka and get the fuck over it. So yeah, I'm recording this on a Zoom mic, so I'm holding the mic this week, and I think it's going to get better audio quality. I usually record the podcast on my USB mic, and all of a sudden, the podcast just started sounding shit. Is that me? Or the last 3 podcasts sounded like I was compressed? It sounded like I was being slightly choked out, like I was the whole time. So, you know what I realised? I didn't have to commit so hard to that. I just choked myself out and really hit my Adam's apple. It's an audio medium, dickhead. But no, in the next couple of weeks, the reason why I wanted to try this out is I'm trying it with the Zoom audio recorder, but I'm thinking of buying a Zoom video recorder so I can video record each podcast and you guys can watch the podcast on YouTube. So if that's something you guys think you want to do, you guys want to watch this podcast, I don't know why you'd want to watch this for 40 minutes, but if that's something that you'd want to do with your time, let me know, because it's gonna cost me a little bit of money to fork out for the camera, because it's a special one with a sick microphone. If you want to watch me talk for 40 minutes, even just saying that makes me sad. That makes me sad for you guys. If you're like, yes, that sounds great. And I know there's a few of you. I know you're out there. I know there's someone who's like, this conversation's great in my ear holes, but wouldn't it be great in my eye holes? Wouldn't it be great gazing upon this chat? So, yeah, let me know. It's going to cost me over $400, I think about $500 to get this camera. So, look, filming the podcast is something I've tried to do before, and the reason why I didn't upload it is because you have to sync up the audio, and because my camera, the DSLR, only films for 30 minutes, you can't film a whole podcast because I talk for so fucking long, alright, about useless shit. So therefore you have to stitch it together, and then that just adds another hour to my day editing it, and then just syncing up the audio is a pain. And then I've got it, and then it's 2 hours of uploading it, so I'm just nah, I don't get paid to this podcast. I pay to do this podcast. This podcast costs me money each month, so I don't get paid enough for this. So I didn't do a video podcast with my DSLR. I can't even say that. DLSR. Or was it DSLR? Dude, I don't know. I'm a dickhead. You know what I did yesterday? I said this sentence. I was talking to Lewis and I was like, hey, how does Centrelink make their money? They're a business. In my head, for 21 years, I've been like, man, Centrelink, not a great business plan. Just giving away cash. That's the new Peugeot. That's if you're new to the podcast, I used to think the car company Peugeot I saw a Peugeot drove past me one day, and I went, look at this dickhead driving a Peugeot. Silent G, everyone. Silent G, silent T. You dickhead. Right, so yesterday, I was like, I haven't said anything dumb in about probably obviously I've said dumb shit, in the last 24 hours, but before this, I haven't said anything that stupid, probably since Peugeot. And Lewis just went, what? And I was like, how does Centrelink make their money? Is it run by the government? And then I know in my head that Centrelink, I used to be on Centrelink. I used to go there all the time. I had a bit in my comedy festival show last year. If you went and saw my tour last year, you would have seen my bit about Centrelink. I know about Centrelink. I'm a regular there. It's one of the places I frequent. It's this local burger joint, my bedroom, and Centrelink are the three places I go on the regular, okay? And in my head, I've always just been like, man, they really need to work on their business model. I'm not sure if giving money to poor people is a good business plan. I don't think welfare isn't a great way to make cash. I mean, it's good on them because they give me a lot of money for doing fuck all. But yeah, I don't know why I thought they were business. Anyway, so the point is, I'm stupid. I forgot what I was even talking about, to be honest. The point is to say stupid shit. So if you want to see this stupid shit filmed, alright, let me know during the week, because it's going to cost me $500, and I'm only going to do it if people want the podcast filmed. If that's something that you think would enhance your podcast experience, then I'm happy to fork out the money. But I mean, I can't afford it. I'm not going to pretend I can afford $500, but I just find it fun to be I just find it fun buying equipment. Who doesn't love buying equipment? I've had this Zoom audio recorder for a year. First time I've ever used it to record the podcast. And it's probably a better microphone than my USB mic. Originally, I bought it for the radio show or something. I don't know. We're doing something. And I spent $300 just to record probably the elevator. I don't know. It was to record, we did it for the elevator hour when we did an hour in the elevator. And we also needed it for our race on the radio station. I think I've used it twice. So, you know what? I'm really getting my money's worth this week. Alright, let's move on, shall we? So let me know if you want the podcast filmed. Let's get into actual content. I love that every week it takes me about 8 minutes to get into actually telling you a thing. At least it's not fucking ads. Most podcasts read ads for 8 minutes. Subscribe to Audio Bible for your free audio book. You can get one book for the price of two. No, wait, that's a shit deal. You can get 2 books for the price of 1. Dude, imagine if you were you can get 1 book for the price of 2. Sign up to that shit. Imagine if you just had a fetish for getting ripped off. Alright, okay, what do I want to talk about? Okay. So last week I came on the podcast straight away and I was like, it's been a big week. It's been a massive week, guys. Every week I feel like I'm always saying it's been a big week. Well, this week, ladies and gentlemen, has been fucking medium. Not even medium to large. Regular. I've had the most regular sized week. It was a mild. If it was a spice, if it was a sauce you could choose from at Nando's, this week would be lemon and herb. So probably low to mild. I had one interesting thing. I had one night. Here's the thing. 6 days of it were nothing happened really. Just went to work, did the radio show, wrote some jokes, did some gigs. And then Friday night, shit just went from 1 to 100 real fucking quick. It was honestly one of the worst nights of my life. Now, in saying that, someone who's probably had a serious thing happen in their life, being in a horrific car accident or being in I don't know, someone probably had to come down from meth where they OD'd and ended up in the back of an ambulance and they almost lost a best friend or something, or their own life. I know for a fact that this isn't gonna seem that bad. But imagine being white and this happening to you. Okay? So this is how bad my night was on Friday. Like, I don't regularly have bad nights. Usually I go to bed and I'm like, today went fairly to plan. I woke up, people cared what I had to say, and then I did my shit, and then I went to bed. That's usually how my week goes, I'll be honest. So when something goes not my way, look, I don't even really think I'm in a place to talk about it yet, but I'm just forcing myself to vent. Because honestly, it was like, it ruined my fucking night. It was just everything bad that could have happened, did. So I'm going to tell you, okay? So Friday night, it only starts at 8 p.m, by the way. So I had a sick day up until 8 p.m. Then the radio show finishes at 8 p.m. Like, boom. Off to a gig. Off to try some new jokes. We're leading into the tour now. The tour's like 4 weeks away in Melbourne. It starts. So I'm just like, boom, strap in for some new material. I was super pumped about it. Went on stage. I started off my set. I was crushing. Okay? I know I'm speaking pretty big on myself, but I got about 3 applause breaks in the first 3 minutes. So I was like, boom, off to a flyer. Then I start this new bit, and I'm like, hey, anyone done a Bachelor of Arts? I was like, I'm going to try my new gear about doing a Bachelor of Arts. And I was pretty confident in it. I thought it was pretty funny, okay? I told a few people some of the jokes, and I was like, yeah, that'll do well. And then straight away, like, I just come off an applause break. So the shift in energy on the night was unbelievable. I said, hey, does anyone do a Bachelor of Arts? And then some lady in the front row just went, bleh, boring. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the moment that my night went from about an 8.5 to a fucking 2. Just like a real soft 2 on the scale of nights. Like, I didn't die. I'm not in hospital. That's like a 1. But I had like a 2 the other night, okay? She goes, bleh, boring. And it just caught me off guard. Because I was doing really well and the crowd was so into it. It just threw me. Like, usually if it's a rough night, everyone's having a shit night, it's just the crowd's not into it, you're performing at a pub where half the people are watching the fucking Greyhounds on the TV instead of you, right? I've been there before, okay? It's rough stuff. So you expect boring when you're competing with, like, the pokies. Like, when you're at, like, a pokies den in fucking Balaclava, which is like a shitty suburb near St Kilda in Melbourne, right? I've been there before. But when you're killing at an inner city room with 70 people who have paid to come and watch comedy, you're not expecting a bleh, boring. So I was like, oh, why is that boring? You haven't even heard the joke. I just cracked it. I wasn't even funny. And then she's like, oh, just move on. This old bitch, she's like 50 years old. She's like, move on. And I was like, no, go fuck yourself. Like, go, why are you talking? You don't have a microphone. Sorry, are you a comedian? Is your name Luke Kidgell? Did you just get called to the stage? Oh, are you getting paid to be here? No, that's what I fucking thought. I am. Shut your fucking mouth hole, okay? Don't speak to me. Not how this interaction goes. I've got the mic. I speak to you. If you want to contribute with something engaging or interesting, or even a funny heckle, go for it. That's almost encouraged. But if you're just going to be a fucking negative Nelly over there, alright? Negative Nancy, got boring, then go fuck yourself. Shut your mouth hole. Okay? So I started talking to this girl, right? And as I was talking to this girl, this exchange was not going well for me, okay? It was just weird. She was like, oh, you're boring. And I was like, you have a front fringe. Shut the fuck up. Like, what do you mean you're boring? And I was like to her husband, I was like, when was the last... Look, this was probably rude. I was like, when was the last time she fucked you? And then he's like, no comment. And I was like, see, you're fucking boring, right? And that did pretty well. I got myself out of there. Boom. And then, no kidding, I was like, bam. I was literally just like, bang, I've turned my night around. My night went from a 2 like it went down to a 2, and now it's back up to like a 6. Right? I can still have a good night after here. Nah. Someone from the back of the room, literally after someone's gone boring, just yells, "Boo!" And I was like, "Are you booing her?" And she goes, "No, you." And then someone in the crowd then booed her, which I did appreciate. So I still had some support for me in the room. But I could not fathom how I'd lost like 20 people out of the 70 in about 30 seconds. I've never been booed before. I want to make that clear, okay? I've never been booed. I honestly didn't think I ever will be. And hopefully I won't be booed again. But I got booed. She just went, "Boo." And I was like, fuck, are you talking about that? I honestly just assumed she was talking about the little girl from Monsters, Inc. Because I could not fathom, that her name's Boo, by the way, if you didn't get that one. But I could not fathom how I was in a situation to be booed. Because I was doing really well. I was crushing. Like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I was like super happy with how my set was going. And it was good material. And she just went, "Boo." And then I was like, "Did you just fucking boo me?" She's like, "Yep." And I don't. What do you say to that? Other than like, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry I ruined your night. I'm sorry my positive energy and me coming up here trying to make you laugh is making you miserable. I'm sorry." Okay? I've never been in this situation before, guys. I didn't know what to do. I had one lady just telling me I was boring. Like, one lady hasn't fucked her wife fucked her husband, not her wife. Look, judging by a fringe, it could have been her wife. But, judging by, like, her, I'm like, you can't call me boring, okay? You're the type of lady who gets fucking excited over, like, making a grocery list. You're like, "Oh, I get to make my new list this week." And then the highlight of your week is when you get to go do the shopping at the grocery store. You're like, "Oh, I'm going to hit up Woolies and save a lot of money." Or hit up Coles because down, prices are down. You're that guy. You're the guy who, like, buys Jamie's chicken from Woolies and goes, "I'm a chef. I just whipped this up myself." You're the worst person. So shut the fuck up. Okay? You can't call me boring. I've taken one look at you and I already know your entire life. Okay? You're miserable. Your dad left you when you were 4. Okay? You don't even remember what he looks like. You've just seen photos, okay? I don't know what to tell you, but I know your 12th birthday, 3 people came, okay? It was your auntie, your mum, and then one friend from school whose other parent forced them to go, okay? I get it, and I get that you couldn't even blow out the candles in your cake, okay? But don't fucking take it out on me 40 years later, okay? So shut your fucking mouth hole. I told you guys I wasn't ready to talk about this. I told you I wasn't ready. I just knew this was going to be an angry podcast. I was like, look, I could talk about other shit and it could be really positive. And look, I don't want to be doing negative podcasts 3 weeks out from my tour. I don't want to be that guy. No one wants to be that angry guy. Like, you know, you guys see me on my Snapchats and you hear me on the radio and I'm like, "Hey, Lewis, what's going on, my man?" I'm a positive dude, okay? If you know me personally, I'm a pretty, like, fun dude to be around, okay? And this just fucking rocked my week, man. I've been like a hermit. I haven't left the house in 3 days since Friday night. And honestly, strap in, we're just getting started, right? So I start getting booed by this lady at the back. Then another lady joins in. So now I'm getting booed by 2 people, and I still don't know what the fuck I did to deserve this, right? So then, as one lady at the back is booing me, her husband yells out, "Oi, explain that hickey on your neck." I had a pimple on my neck, okay? I'm 21. I used to suffer from bad acne. I went on this medication in like year 10 and it got rid of most of it. But occasionally, as you might have seen in my videos, I still have pimples and shit on my neck. I think the last top comment on one of my videos was, "Why do you have AIDS on your neck?" Because I fucked your mum, alright? So I actually thought of that comment. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna wreck this dude, because I've almost planned for this in my head before, because people always go, what the fuck is that on your neck, right? So I was like locked and loaded. So this guy goes, oi, explain that hickey on your neck, while his wife was booing me. So this is the rudest fucking couple on earth. And I was like, oh, because I fucked your mum and your dad last night. And your dad sucks way harder than that heckle. Boom. I should have just dropped the mic and left, okay? But at this point, I was like I dug myself a hole. Not even dug. I dug myself such a hole that I was just fucking mining. I was just like in Broome, top of Australia, mining for fucking coal. I was just digging myself a hole, and I could have just left on that, and that would have almost got me out of the hole. That was almost the rope that someone threw down and be like, yep, you're out there, mate. Well done. But nah, I just kept fucking digging. And then, look, the crowd liked that one, okay? And then one other lady didn't appreciate my negativity and perhaps my immaturity, stating that I'd fucked his dad. And she also went, yep, I agree. Boo. And then by this point, I'm still got like 50 of the people like in the crowd on my side. There's 20 people. Okay, here's like the layout of the crowd. So obviously, the lady in the front row, she fucking hates me, right? She's thinking about her grocery list the next day. She's fucking lost interest. I'm getting booed by the couple at the back. Someone else is booing me as well. And then I wreck them. And then someone from the other side of the room towards the right goes, yep, I agree. Boo. So I've got about 5 people in the room who are fucking livid and want their money back. I've got about 20 people who are unsure about me. They go, oh, you seemed nice earlier. Now you're being a bit of a prick. But also, you probably did fuck his dad, and the guy... Look, the guy's dad deserved it. I mean, you've raised this prick as a son who's yelling at a guy half his age, right? He's yelling at a guy half his age to explain the pimple on his neck and calling it a hickey when he could clearly see that's not a hickey. Alright? If you honestly thought that was a hickey, you've clearly never seen a hickey. Right? So then, and then the rest of the 50 people are still going like, this is great. What a fucking treat. Like, people are just going, what a treat this is. What a pleasure it is to be part of this crowd. We get to see the breakdown of this young comedian trying his best, and we get to see what is about to become, in about 3 minutes, a punch-on at a theatre. Okay, so 50 people in the crowd are fully on my side and just strapping in for like a UFC MMA match that's about to break out between me and about 4 couples in the crowd. So then the guy, I wrecked him, right? So I said, boom, roasted. Your dad sucks way harder than that heckle because I fucked him. And the guy went, oh, you think you're pretty funny because you're 21? Because earlier in the set I'd mentioned that I was 21. And he was like, oh, you think you're pretty funny because you're young? Yeah, mate. You don't know shit. And I was like, really? And he goes, yep, what do you know? And I said, he fucking lined me up. And I was like, oh, I know for a fact that I don't have to take pills to get a fucking hard on. Boom. Round 2, I got him again. This is the thing. Don't stepchildren, okay? I do this 4 times a week. I wasn't even trying. At this stage, I was just having fun. Like, at the start, I was like, oh, that lady really offended me because she found my joke boring. And by the way, guys, I haven't told any jokes at this point about a bachelor's degree. I hadn't even started my bit about doing an arts degree, right? Hadn't even started it. I'm just currently just wrecking people twice my age. That's what this has turned into, right? So I'd say, and look, and after, I will admit, after the I don't have to take any pills to get a fucking hard online, I probably lost about another 5 people. But I still had about 45 people rooting for me, right? So almost half the crowd. I don't know, more than half still. And then I tried to get back into my jokes after that, and didn't go well. It you can't come back. I should have just left after that. I should have just been like, oh, thanks for your time. You guys have been fun because I don't want to get bashed, right? So I finished off I tried to do my new stuff, and it was the first time I've ever done it. And it's not great going into new material, like, after you've told some guy that he needs to take Viagra to fuck his wife who's booing me. It's not an ideal scenario to try your new arts degree stuff in. But fuck it, you know. I'm running out of time before the festival, and I need to know if that shit's funny, okay? So this crowd, and look, the rest of the gig didn't go great, I'll be honest. I was, like, not happy with it. I kind of went, alright, guys, thanks for your time. You've been fun. And I was like, you've been a prick. And I pointed to, like, everyone was booing me, and then I just fucking left, right? And I genuinely apologized to, like, the venue owner. I was like, I'm sorry. And he's like, nah, man, they were being pricks. And I was like, yeah, but I'm sorry. You're gonna get complaints. And it's my fault. But you know what? You're not paying me tonight. So fuck it. Actually, no, I did get paid for that. I got paid to tell this guy that he needs a fucking pill to get his dick hard. I love my job. Other people come home and they're nurses. And they're like, oh, had the sweetest man today. I helped him walk again for the very first time in 63 years. I just love my job. And I'm like, yep. I told a guy I fucked his mum and his dad. And then I told him that his dad sucks way harder than the heckle he gave me. I fucking love my job. Man, I think being a nurse probably pays more. But that's alright. It's a lot more fun telling dick jokes. Right? So already, I'm having a shit night. And I was like, fuck that. I wasn't happy with how that gig went because I was just like, I was really excited to try new shit. And even though it was kind of funny at the time, me wrecking this dude, I was just pissed off, right? So I was like, fuck you. I just got booed. I'm so mad. I was stewing the whole way home, right? I was just like, oh my God, I'm quitting comedy. Every time you have a bad gig, you're just like, I don't know why I do this. I'm quitting. This sucks. People hate me. Obviously, that's not true. And then, you know what I mean? Like... It's not true at all, but like whatever. It's a brutal process. It's a brutal mental process of getting a new show together. Because I want this show this year to be like the best thing ever. And then when it doesn't go the way like you want it to the first time, you're like, I just blame myself, even though perhaps trying material about an arts degree in front of a bunch of 40 to 50-year-olds isn't probably the best target audience, right? So anyway, I was super depressed on the way home. I was like, oh, man, I'm going to have to try it tomorrow. What a waste of time. I got booed. What the fuck? That's never happened. Who gets booed? Like, who gets booed? I shouldn't be even talking about this. No one's going to buy tickets tonight. Like, oh yeah, I listen to Luke's podcast. I could go see his show this year, but nah. He gets fucking booed. Right? So if you want to come boo me, buy a ticket. Now, if anyone boos me on my tour this year, I'm going to go tell you to fuck yourself so hard. Alright. So I'm on the way home, right? And my night's at about a 4. I'm pretty bummed out. Like, I'm below average. I'm like, yep, I got booed. I'm at a 4. Fuck this. So I'm driving home. And I'm turning off the freeway, right? Turning off the freeway. I've exited a freeway and I'm waiting. My car's still. My car's stationary. I'm still stewing on my gig. I'm pissed off. I'm like, fuck. All I want to do is just get home, sleep it off, wake up tomorrow, be positive, go out tomorrow night, have a good gig. That's all I was thinking. All of a sudden, fucking bang! A car just goes up my ass at like 50 kilometers an hour, boom, into like the boot of my car. It's a huge thing. It scares the shit out of me. It hit me. The car hit me so hard, right? My car was stationary. The car hits me so hard that all my CDs, I don't know, I'm like old school. I still have CDs in my car, right? All my CDs, my glasses, my P plate fell off. Like everything just flies out of the car. I'm honestly surprised. If it had been from the front, my airbags probably would have gone off. But it was from the back, and it scared the shit out of me. My car lurched forward, and then I was like, you're fucking kidding me. I just yelled out fuck at the top of my lungs because it honestly scared the shit out of me, right? I was like, great. Someone's crashed into me when I'm completely still. I was not moving. Like, I know some people are like, oh, it wasn't my fault, but it was like kind of like a bit of both people's fault. I was not moving. I was just indicating, waiting to give way. I was just like looking. I was like, oh, I can't turn yet because there's cars driving past, so I'll wait till when it's safe. Fucking bang! Straight up me ass. Straight up my bloody car's rim. I got a rimmy from a fucking Toyota Corolla. Alright? So I pull over. I'm like, right now my night's at like a 3. I was like, you're kidding me. I get booed, and now my car is fucked, and I don't have a lot of money, okay? Because I just got booed. Because I do comedy as a career, okay? So I'm like, great, this is not what I need right now. My most valuable asset that I own, which is my car, is now completely fucked. So I pull over, and the guy's like, oh my god, I'm sorry. Okay, it was Indian, but I don't want to do an Indian voice. Ah, fuck him. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Right? He was this Indian guy. He was a super nice guy. He was super apologetic. He was like, I'm so sorry. I thought you were gonna like go. And I was like, dude, I was still. What the fuck? And I was trying not to get mad, but I was like, look, if he had started booing me, I would have clocked him in the face, man. I would have punched him in the face and teabagged his mouth with my ball sack. Okay? I was not in a good mood. And I was like, I'm so sorry. So I got his phone number and I made sure to call it in front of him. Always make sure you call the number in front of the person, okay? So they're not giving you a fake number, alright? And he starts throwing me all this shit. Oh, I'm not insured at the moment. I sold my car today. And look, I actually did believe him because he was like, he was super cut about his car. His car was fucked. So he fucked the bottom of his car, obviously, because he was going really fast. The back of my car, in the end, turned out okay. I mean, it's still like ruined and the paint's all chipped and there's a huge dent in it or whatever. But it's still drive worthy. I can still drive around my car, but I need to get it fixed. And he's like, oh, I can't get my car. Oh, like, man, can we just like do he's like, man, it's probably just like, you need paint. And I was like, no, there's a dent. I'm like, I'm getting that fixed. And he's like, oh, you sure that wasn't already there? I'm like, yeah, man. Remember a minute ago when you went 50 kilometers up my car's butt? Maybe it's from that. Have you ever considered that one? And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry, man. I don't have a lot of money at the moment. And I was like, yeah, neither do I. So I'm not paying for this shit. It was your fault. Okay, I assume he was on his phone or something, because there's no way you can just go up someone's ass like that. I mean, I did it like a few months ago, as I would have said on the podcast. But like, I was going like 10 kilometers an hour. This dude fucking hit me really fast, and it scared the shit out of me, right? So we exchanged our details. I'm a dickhead. I forgot to take a photo of his rego. So all I had was his phone number and his name and shit. Right? I was just pissed off and I was tired and I wanted to go to bed. It was late at night. So I cracked the shit. So I go back in my car and I was like, great. Now my night is a fucking 3. I got booed. Now my car's fucked and I've been in a car accident and it wasn't my fault. Awesome. So I drove really carefully the rest of the way home. And the whole way home I was like, oh my god, all I want now is just like a little hot chockey. Or like a little treat, maybe even a cookie when I go home. I'm like, that would maybe bring my day up to a 3.8. Wouldn't that be nice? Go to bed and be like, had a little 3.8 today. Tomorrow can get better. The sun will come up tomorrow. That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, wouldn't that be great? Having a little cookie, having a little rest. Nah, because this was the shittest night ever. I come home. I open Facebook. Now recently, during the week, you might have seen it, I had a video go pretty viral. My first ever stand-up bit, the VCAL bit, or the TAFE bit, if you're interstate, where I'm bagging kids from VCAL. It's the height of comedy. Went quite well on Facebook, right? It's on about 700k views now, like 700,000 views. It's probably going to hit 1 million views by next week, right? So I was super stoked about that. And with anything, it's always 99% people, oh, you're the best, great, might come to your show, so funny. And then the 1%, they can't handle a joke. It's mean, you're a dick. I was like, cool, I don't really care. So I got a few messages, right? A few negative messages on my Facebook, like, oh, you're bagging kids from lower socioeconomic areas. And I'm like, nah, that's not what I said. I was bagging kids that do VCAL. Like, I know a lot of kids that did VCAL. They were rich as fuck. They were just dumbasses. Okay? And then I read one more. Some guy's just going, look, I should have screenshotted it, to be honest. I didn't realize I'd be talking about it on the podcast. But he was like, I deleted it and I blocked him. And he was like, he was like, oh, you are the worst comedian in the world. Boo. He actually said boo. So I got booed 4 times that night. He said, "You're the worst comedian in the world. Boo. You think you're funny bagging kids. Thingo, it's cruel. Seriously, you're the worst comedian ever. Go fucking die." All I wanted was a little chocolate, maybe a cookie. I come home to a death threat. Oh, great, I'm gonna die. Awesome. And he goes, "Oh, you think you're such a keyboard warrior?" He literally said this. He's like, "Oh man, you wouldn't say that you wouldn't say that in front of people." He's like, he goes, "I just watched your stand-up video. You wouldn't say that in front of people. You hide behind your stage." And I'm like, "Dude, are you a fuckhead? You just watched a video of me saying that to 300 people. You just watched a video of me on a stage telling people that thing that you're saying, you wouldn't say that in front of people. Oh yeah? Well, I fucking did, and you saw it. So now who's the fucking moron? Okay? Dude, you can tell the only people who got butt hurt about that video were VCAL kids. And even 99% of kids who did VCAL were like, haha, this is funny. Yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure I described VCAL at one point as it's what would I say? It's like you eat glue and build blocks and you get a certificate at the end that says "My parents hate me" written in crayon, right? So it's pretty brutal stuff. But every other VCAL kid was like, "Yeah, it's great, it's funny, it's relatable. I've been there. I've done VCAL. I'm a fucking moron. Good on me. Now I do a trade and I make more money than any of you." Right? Most VCAL kids have the last laugh, so they took it as a joke. And there's this one dude who clearly struggled through VCAL, was getting very butthurt, right? So and then he said, "Oh, also you're a keyboard warrior. You hide behind your computer. Come say that shit to my face." And I was like, "Right, well, firstly, you're gonna have to send me a fucking address." I will, but if it's not too out of the way. But and he's like, "Yeah, me and so automatically, right? So many things." He's telling me that I hide behind a stage, and I'm like, "Cool, dude, I was doing it on a stage. What the fuck?" And he called me a keyboard warrior, and I was like, "Mate, you just fucking sent me a death threat on a computer." The Victorian education system is fucked, man. If that's the kind of people that our education system in Australia is producing, then God fucking help my future kids. Okay? It's like, read up to what you just fucking wrote, alright? I literally read his message and I was like, blah, boring. Oh my god. So I replied to him. I just fucking wrecked him. It was sick, right? And then he's like, whatever. And he was using a few pretty naughty words, right? And I don't want to stoop to his level, okay? Right? He was a fuckwit, right? But then he started using he started saying some really offensive stuff, like full-on personal shit, right? And then he said, anyway, me and 20 of my VCAL, he's like, me and 20, oh yeah, I called him a fucking moron. In the end, I was like, dude, look, I couldn't be fucking talking to you anymore. I had a job to do. I was at work, I had a radio show to do. I was like, look, man, I'm honestly too successful right now to be fucking talking to you. So I was just like, cool, man, you're a fucking moron. And then I just left it. And then I came home that night, and it was just like, I just had another message that was like, anyway, me and 20 of my fucking Morono friends are coming to your show. See you there. I don't even know where to begin. You spelt moron wrong, you fucking moron. You fucking Morono. You spelled it M-O-R-O-N-O. Me and my Morono friends. And then he did the thing where he tried to correct himself. He tried to be like, do an asterisk. He tried to make moron again. And then he just wrote meringue. Like the pie. Some people are so fucking thick, so stupid, that it ruins my day. I'm just like, he's threatening to come bash me at my show, right? So it was like, me and 20 of my friends are coming to bash you. Me and 20 of my Moronos are coming to bash you at your show. See you there. I literally just said, awesome, man. Awesome, man. Make sure you buy a ticket. Because you can't get in. Do you know how much money I make out of that? It's 20 tickets. That's great for sales. I really appreciate it. That's worth a black eye. Dude, that'd be the best bit. Next year I can write a whole show about it. Oh yeah, I got a death threat. This guy punched me in the face on stage. Jim Jeffries got punched in the face on stage and it made his fucking career. But the thing is, I've gotten death threats before, right? I've gotten death threats when I did that Stop World Vegan Day with Lewis. I got a few death threats off that. I got a few threats. I'll come to your show. A few of Jackson O'Doherty's mates at the time threatened to come to my Newcastle show, and all this stuff. I've had that happen before, right? And the thing about fucking Moronos is, they don't even know how the fuck to buy tickets. They don't even know how to look up the venue address. They don't even know how to organize. Dude, I'll be impressed, right? If he rocks up with even 8 Moronos, the fact that you got 8 Moronos into a room together at the same time is impressive. I try and get 5 of my friends who aren't Moronos into a room at the same time. Impossible. Oh, sorry, I can't do that night. Oh yeah, I'm coming, man. Sorry, I'm just late. It's impossible to organize a group friend thing. Let alone when you're all fucking Moronos. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I came home. I didn't get a chocky. I didn't get a cookie. Just got threatened to get bashed and a death threat. 2. My night was a 2. How do you recover from a 2, man? I got booed for the first time ever. I was in the most serious car accident I've ever been in. It scared the shit out of me. I was full on, like I was joking about it before, but I was pretty shaken up by it. And then I come home. All I want to do is sleep. It's super late. I've been working for 14 hours all day. And then someone just threatens to kill me because of a joke. That's a fucking 2 if I've ever seen one. That's a 2. That's almost a 1.9. So there we go, guys. 30 minutes later, that was my Friday night. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Oh, man. The thing that got me was about the dude who's like, I'm going to come show my show with 20 of my mates. 20 of my Moronos. You don't have 20 mates, man. I looked at your profile picture. You look like a fucking douchebag. You're wearing a Red Bull cap. There's no way you have 20 mates. I don't believe you. Please stop. Stop trying. It's embarrassing. You're a Morono. You're a fucking meringue. Alright, I'm going to move on. So, next thing to talk about, now that the podcast is almost over, is quick update on Shaka's socks. So I said last week, hey, do you guys want Shaka's socks? Do you want to pop on the haters by kicking your feet up? Yeah, turns out the people want Shaka's socks. I didn't realize how high the demand was for Shaka's socks, okay? Who would have thought? Who would have thought the demand... Okay, this is how high the demand is. I got heaps of messages during the week, right? One, Cody said, I would give you my kidney for a cheeky pair of Shaka's socks. Actually, that's not that keen, because you only need 1 kidney. So, you can live without... You can live without 1 kidney, so you don't really want them that much, man. If you said, I'll give you both of my kidney, and you're willing to die for a pair of Shaka's socks, then yeah, be my guest. That's keen. But yeah, the response has been very good. People want some of them Shaka socks. Man, I want some of them Shaka socks. So I'm looking into it this week. The next update, quickly before we move on to more other funner stuff. Some good fun meringue stuff. Funner. That's not a word. I'm a fucking meringue. That's the new word. If you have let me know during the week. If you got a friend who's a fucking moron, or if they're a fucking meringue, just call them a morono or meringue. Anyway, what was I talking about? Okay, the next update is man, my throat's fucked. Like any other normal person would pause the podcast and just, but nah, fuck this. I just told a 30-minute story about how I had a 2 Friday night. I just told you the most negative story of my entire life. So this podcast has come to a whole new dimension of unprofessionalism. The next update, the next boring update is it's exciting if you live in Canberra, but for everywhere else, the even mention of Canberra is thoroughly boring. I mean, someone goes like, honestly, that lady the other night reacted like I've been like, so has anyone been to Canberra? Blair, boring. That's an appropriate time to heckle that. Okay, that's the only time where you can be like boring, but not arts degree. You don't know what I'm gonna say. You don't know what my hot take on arts degrees is gonna be. I could blow your mind with this material, but you didn't give me a chance. So fuck her. Right? So people in Canberra, listen up. Okay, if you're in outside Canberra, tune the fuck out. Do something else. Go take a piss. If you need to go to the toilet, great time to do that. If you're on a train, I don't know. If you're at school right now, do some work while you listen to this podcast anyway. If you're at home studying, do some studying for a bit. And I'll just talk about my Canberra thing. And then I'll be like, hey, okay, at the end, right, this is how you'll know when to start listening again. I'll be like, what's it called? I'll yodel. I'll be like, yodel-hee-oo. And then you're like, oh shit, we're back. Alright, so I'm going to talk about Canberra for a bit. And then if you're doing something more important, like studying, or I know lots of people listen to this podcast, maybe in the car, focus on driving for a bit. Perhaps, send a few texts. I don't do that when you're driving, actually. But you know what I mean. Go do something productive for a bit. But if you're in Canberra, listen up, okay? I'm going to yodel when I'm done. So, Canberra, I've heard ya, okay? I hear you, and we're doing it. I think we're doing it. I was talking to the venue today, and we're going to add a show to Canberra. Now, it was a goal of mine earlier in the year. I had said on the New Year's Eve podcast, a goal was to add a show where I hadn't done one before, right? And Canberra, I've never done before. So it's super nerve-wracking for me, financially and mentally, because, I have shut on Canberra a lot in this podcast, so, there might be 20 meringues waiting on my show to fucking bash me. So, that wouldn't be ideal. So I'm pretty nervy going to Canberra, just because who knows if people will come. But I've been listening to your messages. I've seen lots of messages. It's honestly the place I get hit up about the most, which I was surprised about because originally I was thinking of adding Geelong and Gold Coast or something like that. And that isn't off the card. Okay, no, Gold Coast is off the card. So if you live in Gold Coast, the closest I'll be coming this year is Brisbane. I've checked out the venues there. I just don't think it will happen this year, just with availability and financial stuff. But Geelong, still in talks. So if you're from Geelong, hold out on buying my Comedy Festival tickets just for the meantime. You won't miss out, if you're really desperate, buy them, but you shouldn't miss out if you want to come on a weeknight or whatever. The weekends are filling up, though, the Melbourne shows. So if you want to book a weekend, book that shit this week. Because they're filling up. But yeah, if you're from Geelong, still could happen. I don't know why I'm talking about this. People in Geelong aren't listening. Only people in Canberra are listening right now. Fuck. Okay, guys, I'm going to have to yodel to get the people from Geelong's attention, and then I'll tell them to tune out again. Alright. Yodel-hee-oo! We're back. Sorry, everyone. We were just talking about Canberra, and then I started talking about Geelong. So, we're not actually done talking about Canberra yet. So, people from Geelong, I just needed to get you guys back in the podcast. maybe going to be coming to Geelong soon. If you're from not Geelong or Canberra, tune out. I'll do another yodel again in a couple of minutes. Geelong might be coming to you. It's in the works. All right, now you can tune out. Just had to tell you that. Canberra, listen up. At the minute, we have a date that's penciled in. The date's penciled in between. All I know is I can't confirm it yet. The tickets should be on sale later this week. If not, at the latest, early next week. It should be at the Civic Pub in Canberra. I don't know if you guys know that. It will be over 18s. Under 18 can bring... You can come, if you're under 18, you just got to bring a parent/guardian. And it can't be like your brother or sister and shit. People always ask me that. It has to be like your actual guardian or whatever. It's not my rules, it's the venues. It sucks I couldn't organise all ages, but that's the way it had to work out. It will be between the Newcastle show and the Brisbane show. So either late May or early June is where we're looking at to put the Canberra show. If you're in Canberra, holy fuck, I'd love it if you came along. It's nerve-wracking as it is putting on a show anywhere, but let alone doing a show. We've never done one before, so yeah, it'd be awesome if you guys came, checked it out. Because let's be honest, I don't think there's a lot. I've been to Canberra once and there wasn't that much to do there, so don't pretend like you've got something better on. Alright, that's the end of the announcement. Stay tuned for Canberra ticket sales this week. And we're back. Alright, welcome back. I hope you guys got some shit done. I hope you guys were productive in the break. Hopefully you might have got off your stop at the train station. You started walking to work, or you might have, you know what I mean? You might have done something better with your time. Great. Hope it was great. Welcome back, though. Finish off the podcast. We're going to be doing one quick celeb spot. Obviously, we've been doing celeb spots the last few weeks. It's been captivating me. People are still sending in their celeb spots. Had a great one come through from, I forget who it was from. Fuck, I should probably go look. It's rude not crediting. Alright? You don't want to be like fucking Lad Bible. Alright, you gotta credit where credit's due. Sent to me on my Facebook page. Alright, I'm gonna pause the podcast. No, look, I can't find this guy, okay? I can't find him. Who knows? Maybe it didn't come to me on Facebook. Anyway, not really important. Now I'm being Lad Bible. I'm just using someone else's story without crediting them. But I'm sorry. If you're listening, please know that I value your story and I'm not using it for financial gain. No one buy tickets to my show because of this story. Alright? Some guy hit me up during the week and said he saw Hugh Jackman on a plane. And I was like, okay. Pretty good celeb spot, right? And as we all know, we rate celeb spots on how famous the person is, the location, and the likability of the celeb. So you got Hugh Jackman, very famous celebrity. Location, plane. That's where you expect to find celebs. And likability, off the chain. Hugh Jackman, probably Australia's most liked person. Behind David Koch, obviously. So it goes like Koshy from Sunrise, then Hugh Jackman on likability, right? So I think here's the thing. I had a few follow-up questions because like Hugh Jackman on a plane, pretty vague. So I was like, because plane could be anything. I'm like, was it business or economy? And he goes, it was economy. So I was like, boom, great location. You've spotted a Hugh Jackman in economy. He wouldn't fly economy much. Okay, he's on that Wolverine money. Which brought me to our next question. I was like, wait, was this pre-Wolverine or post-Wolverine? And ladies and gentlemen, this celeb spot happened post-Wolverine. That is a celeb spot. Hugh Jackman sitting next to you. Oh, by the way, I'll talk to the guy. He sat next to Hugh Jackman on an economy flight post-Wolverine. So when he was famous as. Okay? Holy shit. That's a celeb spot. Depending on how long the flight is, that's like over a 2-hour or 3-hour celeb spot. That would be the best plane trip ever. Amazing. Just to be in his presence. Just to smell him. Just to get a whiff of the Jackman. Holy shit. What a treat that would be. And I did ask what airline was it on, because if it was on Tiger Airways, I would have probably had to fly to your house and congratulate you on that celeb spot. But he didn't know what the airline was. I think he was quite young. Alright, we're about to end the podcast. We've got one. I'm going to say it's a question, but I don't think it is. It's just an email. And most podcasts, here's what most podcasts do, right? they go, oh, send us in your best questions and stuff. And then, so I start to have a drink. And then they'll filter them, and they'll be like, oh, let's only choose the good ones. Nah, not here. Not at Memoirs of a White Guy HQ, okay? This is Tales of a Pale Male, okay? And we do quantity over quality here. So this one I have not read. I just went to my emails and found this under the podcast section. And here we go. I'm not saying this is good content. I'm saying this is content. And I can't wait to hear Alex's email. That's probably going to be mediocre because I haven't read it yet. Also, if you want to send me a good email, luke.kidgell@gmail.com. If you have life advice, if I've fucked your mum or your dad recently, if you're the guy from the show listening, hit me up, luke.kidgell@gmail.com. Let me know if you want to be a pimp, and we'll organise another fuck. Alright, Alex, it's like everybody I say, I'm a white boy, and I'm 15, and I live in Poland. Alright, so I love emails that are sent to me in broken English, because I don't even understand how the fuck people from overseas who speak another language enjoy this podcast. I can barely speak fucking English. I don't know how, if you're in Poland... Oh wait, do they speak English in Poland? I bet you they do. I'm a dickhead, man. How do people in Poland speak? How does Centrelink make money? Shut up. What language do people speak in Poland? Polish. Dickhead. Of course they do. Alright. So I don't know how you speak Polish and understand anything that I'm talking about, right? But here we go. Alex said, I love your podcast and show. Right. What show? Oh, the radio show maybe. Thank you, man. You are my idol. Wow. I didn't think I'd be any Polish people's idol, so that's new. Thank you very much, Alex. Appreciate you checking it out. And then he said, hi, Luke. I wanted to... What the fuck? Why didn't you say hi at the start of the email, Alex? This is what I mean, man. Broken English. And I can't even complain. I can't be like, oh, you suck at English, because I can't even fucking speak either. So, he probably learns his English from me, which is why he can't fucking string a sentence together. So he said, I love your podcast and show, you're my idol. And then halfway through the email goes, hi, Luke. I want to be like being a dickhead was a job for us to be millionaires. Why do I read this shit? As I said at the start, guys, it's quantity over quality. I wanted to be like being a dickhead. What he's trying to say is, I want to be a dickhead for a job and make millions, right? And then he said, I write to you because I found a hobby in which I really like. And it is a metal detectors. Alright, so he's into metal detectors, that's his hobby, and it was nice. Man, this is like speaking to a 4-year-old from like Tasmania. I brought a new detector for around $270, and after 2 weeks in Poland, they forbade searching for monuments, which includes, for example, the military I was mainly looking for. Right, so you found a new passion. Your new hobby was metal detectors. Pretty obscure hobby, but pretty cool, man. Then he bought one for a lot of money, $270, and then straight away, after 2 weeks, it got banned. You're not allowed to use metal detectors anymore. That sucks. And then he said, this is my favorite part of the email, I wanted to share this cool story. You know what? And I can't argue with that. I just told a 30-minute story. So the fact that you got yours nice and concise, down to 2 sentences, was a lot cooler than mine, man. So really cool story. I think we can all agree, all of you Australians listening, which is about 99% of the people, pretty cool story. Everyone, mate, you're about to be pretty fucking famous in Australia, because your metal detector story from Poland is going to go down as one of the greats. It's going to be like the man from Snowy River, just the story of Ned Kelly, and like the First Fleet, and then boom, you're sitting there at number 4. Alex from Poland got his metal detector banned. Cool story, bro. Cool fucking story. Alright, we need to end the podcast. And then he said, I wanted to ask you, there is a question. I wanted to ask you, what bands / performers are you listening to at the moment, and when are you touring Europe? I apologize if there were any mistakes, and good luck in your career, man. Nah, dude, your email was perfect. I didn't spot a single mistake in it. I didn't just point out all the flaws in your email for the last 5 minutes. Perfect. What band / performers am I listening to? Man, I listen to everything. At the minute, I've been like pumping a fair bit of Post Malone. That's pretty mainstream right now. So I'm not super proud of that. I don't know, man. Here's the thing. I haven't updated my iTunes since 2012. So occasionally Fall Out Boy will still come on shuffle, and I'll be like, "This is fucking sick." Right, so I really just listen to same old shit, and then just new stuff. I mean, I got into that whole Triple J thing for a while, but now I'm just nah. I'm not gonna listen to the June Rats because because I can do better shit with my life. So yeah, I'm kind of just into pop rock is my main thing. Obviously, my favorite band of all time still would have to be Blink-182. Because I'm a 14-year-old at heart, and I still own a pair of Vans. And yeah, that's and when am I touring Europe? Not for a fucking while, man. I think you're the only person in Poland who knows who I am. It's a dream of mine to do Edinburgh Festival in a few years. Hopefully that becomes a reality. We get to go to Edinburgh and perform there. Other than that, not sure about Europe, mate. But thank you for tuning in. And you're a legend. I'm glad. On a serious note, it's really cool that people want to tell me about a hobby in which they really like. It's good that I'm encouraging you guys to find what you want to do with your life. In mine, it's comedy, and I talk about it a lot. And I think even though I'm a dickhead, there's probably a few things that I say that you might be able to apply to metal detectors and giving blowjobs. Just whatever your passion is. There's no judgment here, and follow your dreams. All right. So, if you learned anything from this podcast, follow your dreams. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. What a good way to end the podcast. Yeah, continue buying. I was about to say I have nothing to plug. I have a tour to plug. Keep buying tickets to my shows. They're selling pretty quick, especially Melbourne on the weekends and Sydney. Why am I selling so good in Sydney this year? Thank you so much. Still trying to fill a fuck off big theatre. So keep buying tickets, or it will be fucked. So, yeah, I'd love it if you guys came to check out my show. Canberra show, people from Canberra, listen up. Yeah, buy tickets during the week if it comes out, and I'd love to see you there. Everyone else, thanks for listening. Hope the podcast sounded a little bit better, and I'll see you next week.